depending on what it is.
All right, there's the Sidewalk tool.
Right, so the Sidewalk tool is actually going to be the iPhone and the iPhone app that we developed for assessment. Still part of the Atom solution.
Okay.
So it's the assessment portion, whereas this piece of hardware does the compliance and the engineering. So the app was designed for inventory assessment of sidewalks and curb ramps and anything within the corridor. It basically goes at walking speed and you record events. It uses augmented reality for distance measurements. So you can measure the width of a pedestrian access route, things like that, or the width of a curb ramp, running slope, or running ramp. What it doesn't do is it doesn't measure slopes very well. It's sometimes they're great, sometimes they're poor. It's the nature of the augmented reality of the system. So we developed our own inclinometer, which is similar to the H6 inclinometer on the ARC. It's temperature compensated, 0.05 degree accurate, and very stable. It links by Bluetooth to the phone, so when you need to measure slopes and cross slopes, we rely on this tool and not the augmented reality in the phone. So the augmented reality generally measures within an inch, and usually for the purposes of assessment, it's good enough. So you just stand, you point, you shoot. There's a reticule that looks like it came from a rifle scope, and that's how you know where you start. You click it once, you click it twice. It'll give you a measurement displayed on the screen. You take a picture, and you just basically continue walking down the corridor. You can record events such as that tree as an obstacle in the pedestrian access route. It's all geotagged, every event. There's a GPS inside this tool, and as you walk, it'll keep record of your location. When you open up the portal, just like what we saw earlier with this tool here and the job assignments, you're actually going to see the icons of where you walked and all of the events that you marked. You can mark them as obstacles or not. You'll see the icons, you can click on the icon, you can get more information from it.
Okay.
You can also create curb ramp inspections with this assessment tool as well. They're instantaneous, they require no post-secondary processing. It does not, though, give you a model, and it does not give you a custom compliance report like a state report. But what it will do is it will allow you to measure accurately slopes, cross slopes, and distances. So you can generate a mini report of that, and you can prioritize your inventory accordingly. It just doesn't build the model and doesn't give you the analytics that tool does for the compliance package. And that's pretty much it. Low cost, high efficiency, and a little bit less accuracy, obviously, in the measurements because we're using augmented reality for the distances, but just as accurate for slopes.
Okay.
So I can quickly show you what everything that Joe said. So you have add events, measure slope, measure distance, add comments, right? And then this is really for left-handed and right-handed people.
Okay.
So we will have another one rolling out pretty soon, which is the add curb ramp, which will have a set of questions that you'll have to answer, and it'll tag as a curb ramp for assessment. So when you say, let's say events, and then you have all these types of events. You have utilities, signage, traffic control devices, pavement, and etc. that you can choose from, and you can tag as you walk. So we get the GPS from this, which is with a sub-meter accuracy. So let's say this is utility, and that's like sewer or water. That one, for example. So I basically say water, and then continue, and then I'm going to take a picture, or I can take a video as well. So when I take a picture, what happens is I have taken a picture. I can add multiple pictures. I can add video and also comments if needed. And then it said, do you want to add a comment for this?
No.
Okay. And then
you can also type comments, or you can speak
to it too. So you don't have to keep typing. And then let's do something else. We'll like add events. That's a fire hydrant, and then continue. Take a picture. Done.
Okay, but how does it know where it is?
You can put it close and take a picture.
Yeah.
You can be pretty close. So this is a sub-meter accuracy anyway.
Okay.
So we're pretty close, so that's okay.
Okay, so that's relative.
It's relative,
you're
but
within a meter.
Yeah, you can still do that.
Yeah.
To be.
Okay.
Yeah, and then let's do like a distance.
Well, let's start here and just sort of walk down here.
Sure,
like,
okay.
Like you would normally do.
Okay, I'm gonna say distance, and you've got that scope thing there,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm gonna basically go from there,
See the reticule?
Yeah.
then all the way to like there.
Click it again.
Yep.
So it's like 58.34.
Okay.
Now I can take a video.
You can take a still or video. So
Yes.
he's doing a video. And that will link to that event.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's a video, and then save. And then I'm gonna do a slope. So it takes both running and cross slopes. Now we do have an attachment for the sensor at the bottom if you want it, which will give you like a 6 inches or a 12-inch sort of a footing on both sides, like a
Right.
plus.
So it's going to give you a bigger
Yeah.
slope measurement than the 2x2 or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you have that as an option if you want
Okay.
to. And it magnetically snaps onto it, so it's not like a screw or
Oh,
anything.
okay.
So and you can keep changing if you wanted to. So take a picture, and then we get both the slopes. It's saved. That's it.
What were the slopes?
I didn't see it, but we
Yeah.
got the slopes, and you'll be able to see it in the post.
Okay.
So you can see it here too. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
went
yeah.
to the next one.
Okay.
You can go back though, and you can look at the images and the events that you've captured. You can
Got
just,
it.
Little display on the bottom.
Okay.
You can tag each of these water meters too.
You know what? How nice is this though? Because I'd be bending down with a level,
Oh yeah.
checking this stuff. This is so
and
much
this
easier.
is much more accurate than the level, and it's temperature compensated, so you wouldn't have to worry about calibration at all
How is it more accurate than the level?
because the levels drift with temperature. So you will have to make sure just before you do the measurement, you have to do the calibration to be ideally working. So the smart levels work very well if in a laboratory environment. So in practice, like if you're coming out from a hot car, went for lunch, came back, you have to recalibrate it. And
Yeah.
we noticed that most people don't do that. And then with this, you don't have to worry about it. Like Joe mentioned, minus 40 to 80 Celsius. It's temperature calibrated. It's accurate, I think, 0.01 degrees.
So if let's just do another slope then.
So did I show you the calibration sheet for the H6 level?
I think you did.
Yeah. If not, I'll share that with
Okay.
you.
So just set that parallel, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then you capture.
Picture. So I get slope, and then I get just one measurement right here. But then we can actually get both as well.
So we
the
got three-
3.11%.
So is that this slope?
I
Or is
think
that
so.
running?
This way, running.
So
be-
we
could be
recently
either.
made some changes. So ideally, we'll have two measurements
Yeah.
that shows up here: the running slope and
Yeah.
the cross slope.
Okay.
And then both will show up on the portal as well.
Okay.
To answer his question, that is a running slope that you just got. So we are recording the cross slope. We're just not displaying
Not
it
displaying
today.
it.
But
Got it.
we'll,
Right
we'll,
now.
We'll
Okay,
turn
just
that
roll
on.
this out.
Okay, got it.
Because this is a dual axis inclinometer.
Yeah.
And you have the lat long.
Yep.
You can add multiple pictures and comments if needed. So.
Okay.
And we also usually take an attachment like that, sort of to know in perspective
Where
in the
you did
space.
like you would with the level.
Yeah.
You'd set the level down picture.
So
picture.
generally speaking, if I know that this is one uniform width going
Yeah.
all the way down there,
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep measuring width.
right.
I'm just going to say,
Yes.
hey, this is it. And once you have this one, it's recording where you
Yeah.
are in the corridor.
Yeah.
So, and based on your picture and the events that you've tagged, it's going to know it's 56 inches continuous.
And I like too that gets the GPS too, because then you know where you are when you're taking these measurements. Whereas I go back and I'm saying, well, I got to have a reference and try and guess, off of my picture where
That's
I was
right.
by the house.
That's right.
So
So the
Let's just add an event there so that I can show you on the portals how
Okay,
it
yeah,
works.
yeah.
we're going
Do
to
the
hit that tree.
Sure.
That's good.
We'll also just put in something else in the middle for you
Yeah,
to
for
sort
sure.
of see.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere here. We'll add this meter probably. Do you want to call it, what do you want to call it?
Water meter.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say other and then say continue. Underground access points. I'm just calling
So
it
you're
that.
basically just logging. You're logging the meter
Exactly.
here, and you're doing it, because you're for GPS, right?
Right.
So we're saying in this area is where the meter is.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
And then, so you can type comments, you can slide, you can talk to it, any of those work. And also for every event, like a fire hydrant or like this, you can mark it as an obstacle or not.
Yeah.
So I have not marked any of these as an
Got it.
obstacle. So with this,
So here we have a problem.
right. So what we
There's
could
a
do
trees
is
in
we
the
could
way.
say
So we'll look at vegetation.
distance. So again, this is an experimental thing that we tried. So that, and then we can try to
So you're taking you're measuring?
The
Yeah.
height.
Again, this is an
Oh, the
experimental
height.
thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
51.22 inches. I'm going to take a picture.
Okay.
Save. This is one way to do it, but
Yeah.
the easier way is to just say add then vegetation tree, that's tree, and then say continue, and then take a picture of that, and then add comments explaining
But
it.
you could
Yeah.
also have gone and put that as an obstacle, right? So we didn't,
Oh yeah.
right?
Right.
But
Okay. Got
but
it. Yeah.
So you can tag it as a problem, as an obstacle, or not, right?
So the nice
Got it.
thing is you can actually go and see everything that you have captured for this.
Yeah.
So that's the last one, and you'll be able to add more pictures, edit comments, and things like that. So to go back to what Joe said, let's actually delete that and redo it.
Okay.
Delete it.
So instead of marking as a tree, we'll say it's an obstacle because it's blocking the
It will
path.
still show it as a tree.
So you can say
but
it's a
gonna
tree,
tag it as an
and
obstacle
you're
as well.
considering it an obstacle.
Oh, okay.
So continue.
Mark as obstacle. Okay,
And
got
take a
it.
picture. And say,
And then you could still do that measurement
Got it.
and say 50 inches
Yeah.
or whatever. But I mean, the picture's pretty self-explanatory as well.
Yeah.
Save. Yep.
And you wouldn't need Chris to fix this one. A little pruning shear and you got it.
Done.